The American West is living history, robust culture, and innovation at the heart of Mother Earth.
It's this connection with the immediate landscape that you get when you use Adobe. It's also more appealing because it has such a strong regional quality. It's so anchored in the feeling of the Southwest that people love to use it. It helps people feel as though they're part of a living tradition, and they certainly are. One of the interesting things about the Southwest is that architecture here has quite a long history. It goes back about 1,200 years. It begins with pit house villages in the foothills primarily in New Mexico and Arizona, but it progresses from pit house villages to small-scale pueblos. In the Southwest, adobe is a very traditional material. When they think about traditional architecture in New Mexico, they always mention adobe.
Adobe is constructed primarily of three materials. You have clay, which is kind of your base, and then straw or plant material, which is mixed with it, as well as water to strengthen it. The adobe is formed into bricks and then allowed to cure. Interestingly, when the Spanish first came into this area around 1540, they were struck by all these earthen villages in this area, and so they called these villages pueblos. Meaning village in Spanish, which is why they are called pueblos today.
The interesting thing about the pueblos in terms of pedestrian circulation is that it was vertical. So the pueblos for centuries climbed ladders up to the roof. There was a hole in the roof of the pueblo structure, and there was another ladder that took you down into the room beneath. It was much easier in the old days to defend a roof entry than it was to defend a door coming off the surface. The Spaniards were very much struck by that fact of pueblo construction when they came. How can these people create entire towns or cities with no doors? And then they realized all the doors were on the roof. Native Americans here in the Southwest are very conscious of their wonderful traditions, especially their architectural and landscape architectural traditions.
When the Tribal Council gave us the directive to begin planning to build this facility, we were actually mandated by the Tribal Council and our tribal elders to protect the integrity of the landscape. The building appears to have just grown from its landscape, and we're in love with it.
New Mexico does have a lot of adobe architecture. It is certainly something that we really love. I live in an adobe house, and I can tell you this about it. The walls are very thick, and so it's very comfortable. In the winter, it tends to retain the heat longer. In the summertime, it tends to be a lot cooler than your traditional frame construction. We don't have central air conditioning here. We have adobe. I just love it here.